What's going on, everybody? It's GAMEUNBOXINGREVIEWS here, and welcome back to another LEGO DC Supervillains video. So in today's video, I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make Charlie Cox's version of Daredevil's Vigilante suit from Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix using the in-game customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to head into Appearance, Head, and then Head again, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find Custom Head 37, and of course we're going to make it black. Then once you've done that, you're going to back out of there, go into Face Decal Color, you want to make sure it's this skin tone right here. For the eyeshadow, go ahead and make that black, and then for the Wrinkle Decal Color, choose this color right here, so it adds some lines to the face. Now then, for accessories, obviously with the Daredevil Vigilante suit, there are no eye holes or anything like that, so we want to cover up these eye holes that we can see on the mask. So what I'm going to do is choose Captain Cold's glasses and make them black. Nice. Now then, onto the body. So we're going to go with a custom body. So we'll choose this right here. And then for the one that I chose is body 1. So we're going to make the first color black and the second color dark gray. Now for the arms, we're going to be going with these arms right here, which belong to Adam Strange. And for the first color, you want this one right here. And for the second, you want it to be black. You also want the hands to be black as well. Now, for the hips, I went with Captain Boomerang's hips, which are these ones right here, and make sure that you choose black again, because you can see there, the lighting on Captain Cold's hips originally, they're a little bit different to the rest of the suit, so make sure that you've selected black. And finally, for the legs, we're going to go with Deathstorm's, which are these ones right here, and we're going to make them black. Nice! Now then, onto the effects. So we don't want a left hand glow or a right hand glow, but for the hit impact effects, we'll turn that on. We'll make sure the color is 1, and we're also going to do the same for the jump slam effects as well. So style 1, like that, and of course we're going to make it black. And as you can see here, once it's faded away, we have just a normal crack in the ground, because obviously we want as less of an effect as possible for Daredevil. Nice! Now then, onto the abilities. So we don't want to add any abilities to the tag button, but for the jump button, we're going to go to double tap X, double jump, turn that on, and go with jump style 4. But obviously, we don't want to add the hyper jump ability on hold X. Now for tap square, we're going to leave this, but for hold square, we're going to give Daredevil the lunge attack ability, so we'll turn that on and go with lunge style 2, because you can see here, rushes towards an enemy to attack them. Nice. Now the final abilities we're going to give him is on tap circle, we're going to give him detective mode, so we'll turn that on, make it dark red. And then for hold circle, we're going to fill him with some rage. So we're going to go with destroy mode, turn that on, and go with destroy mode style 2. So you'll rush towards an enemy to attack them. Nice. Now then, onto the skills. So unlike my previous version of Daredevil in his armored suit, we're not going to give him a grapple hook this time, because obviously in this series of the show, he didn't rely on anything like that. Instead, what we're going to do is just give him the acrobatic ability, the ability to climb walls. We're also going to add tracking. We're going to turn that on, make it orange so he sees the world on fire, and of course we also want the stealth ability. Nice. Now then, onto the personality. So for the health icon, I'm just going to go with black. For the health type, just stick with standard health. For the voice, just choose any male voice. For the speed, go with normal. For the target reticle, I'd probably suggest choosing Mercy Graves. And then for the animation set, we of course want martial artist. Nice, looking very, very cool indeed. So of course we've done the appearance, the effects, the abilities, the personality, and you could add 2 baseball bats if you wanted to, similar to what we did in the previous Daredevil video. However, in this series, he mainly relied on his bare fist, so I think I'm just going to keep it like this. Alright, so now all we need to do is fill in the basic information. So for the status, we're going to go with hero, the affiliation is going to be unknown, and then of course we're going to name him Daredevil. Nice. Alright, cool. So now, of course, what we're going to do is drop Daredevil into the hub world and see just what he can do. And here he is. This is, of course, my custom-made Daredevil made in LEGO DC Supervillains. Let's just get a good look at him right here. Now, I'm very happy with the way that this character turned out, because obviously in the latest series, Daredevil's costume is completely black. But I didn't want to just go ahead and make the hands, the arms, the hips, and the legs black. I wanted to add a little bit of detail here and there. So I think the hips and the leg pieces that we've chose look really really cool. I also love the arms because I was trying to replicate the Muay Thai ropes that he has around them, but unfortunately there's just nothing like that in this customizer. But I think the ones we've chose definitely work, so I think they look really cool. The face as well for the mask, you know, as you can see in the light, there are glasses, but if he does a certain animation where he looks down, or even if we're in Gotham, you can barely see them. So I definitely recommend only playing as this version of Daredevil in Gotham City. Anyway, let's see what this character can do. Well, of course, he can do flips in the air like that. He can also attack these defenseless boxes. So you can see here he pulls off these awesome melee attacks. I mean, let's just have a look in the light here. Oh, sorry, Sarah, my bad. So you can see here, that just looks so cool. I love that. We can also target objects and rush towards them by punching or kicking them. We've got detective mode, and we can leave a crack in the ground. So let's actually go fight the police as Daredevil. And in case you're wondering, yes, the police have been paid off by Fisk, so they're not very nice at the moment. So I need to talk about Series 3 of Daredevil, because I recently finished watching it, and it was absolutely outstanding, truly. I mean, I can't even decide if it's my favorite series yet. It was that good. Like, Series 1 was amazing, Series 2 was amazing, and Series 3 was amazing, so it's really hard to decide which one you like the most. I mean, Series 3 was definitely very different, but I absolutely loved it, seriously. I mean, Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock and Daredevil, you'll never find someone better for the role than him. He is just perfect. Same goes for Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk and Kingpin. He doesn't have to do anything to look threatening. He just is threatening in that role, and it's incredible how he does that. And of course, newcomer Wilson Bethel as Dex, who became Bullseye near the end. I mean, man, such a cool character. I think he has become one of my favorite characters in the MCU because they gave him such a rich backstory and they made us feel sympathetic. Who would have thought we would ever feel sympathetic towards Bullseye? I mean, he was manipulated by Fisk into killing all those people. He was bad to begin with, but Fisk made him an absolute monster. And I mean, just watching Dex throw stuff was so satisfying, whether it was a pencil or whatever. I mean, scissors, anything. It was just so satisfying to watch because you were like, that's Bullseye. He'll use anything to take you down, and that was just so cool, man. I absolutely loved Wilson Bethel as Dex in this show. And I cannot wait to see where they take his character next, because obviously at the end of the series we of course saw that he was in hospital, basically at the end of Daredevil. I hope only people that have seen the show are watching this, but of course if you have seen it, you know that at the end, of course, Wilson Fisk breaks Dex's back, completely breaks it, and then we see Dex in hospital and he's getting this special metal put into the back of his back. And basically in the comics, I believe that Bullseye got his back broke by Daredevil, I think, and it was adamantium that he was being put into his back. But obviously, of course, they can't use adamantium in the MCU at the moment. But maybe once the Fox deal is finished, they might be able to say that it is adamantium once they have, once everything's sorted out. But we'll have to see. I don't think it really matters as long as it's a special metal. And they do say the name of that metal at the end of Series 3 anyway. So it's kind of canon now. That's the metal that is being put into his back. But we'll have to see. But anyway, of course, while that's being done at the very end of that scene, we see that Dex has a bullseye in his eye. And that was just such a cool little tease. And makes me really excited for Series 4. Because I just hope they go all out with the comic book side of it. Like, I loved Series 3, and I loved the fact that, Matt went back to his black suit and everything, because obviously his red suit was destroyed by, after the Defenders, and also his red suit was being used by Dex to frame him, so nobody liked that suit at the moment. Everyone thought, well, if he's wearing that, then he must be bad. So I don't think he'll ever wear that suit again, but I do hope he gets a different suit. But for Dex, I need him to get a bullseye suit. I really do. Whether it's, Melvin that makes it or whoever, it just has to happen. So I really hope that both of them get brand new suits in the next series, but we'll have to see. And of course, I haven't talked about the supporting cast, like Agent Nadeem, Karen Page, Foggy Nelson. They were all really great too. Really great too. I mean, I wasn't expecting Karen to get a full episode, and I was actually really glad she did, because I think she's a great character, and we're always, being teased with her backstory. And I think it was really cool to finally get to see what that was all about. And it was a great episode, definitely. Really, really well done. Take that. There we go. And I believe that was the episode with the church fight as well, I think? I could be wrong about that, but that church fight was awesome as well. I think my favorite scene, my favorite fight scene, aside from obviously the prison fight, was probably when, you know, the very end where Daredevil and Bullseye are just going up against Kingpin. That was just so cool. Oh yeah, and I geeked out when they said his name. When they said we're going to refer to him as Kingpin, like that's his code name for Wilson. That was just so cool. But yeah, I think that was probably my favorite fight because, you know, after Dex found Julie's body, he just completely snapped. And you see her body in that car as he is dressed as Daredevil. I mean, you were like, oh, he's just completely lost it now. So I think that was one of my favorite moments in the show. Because at the end, you see Daredevil beating on Fisk. And, you know, he's going to beat him to the point where he dies. But obviously, Vanessa kind of convinces him in a way, and then he's like, I'm not going to let you destroy what I am. And that was just so cool. A lot of people were like, oh, come on, Daredevil, you should have killed him. But no, the right thing to do was obviously to let him live. Because if Matt was to kill if Matt was to kill Fisk, he'd be no better than him. He'd be no better than Wilson Fisk. So I think he did the right thing there, definitely. And it was just, the speech from him was so cool that, like, he was shouting at him and saying that I beat you, this city beat you, and you're going to rot in a cell for the rest of your life. It was just so cool. I'm sure Fisk will get out again someday, but hopefully not anytime soon. Because I'd like them to spend some time with Bullseye next, and maybe a new villain. But I do hope that Fisk gets out again. I think it would be better to leave Fisk, though, for a Spider-Man crossover. It would be amazing if Tom Holland's Spider-Man teamed up with Charlie Cox's Daredevil to take down Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk as Kingpin. That would be incredible. I think everyone wants that, definitely. It would be truly amazing, but we'll have to see. I mean, I think that Daredevil, you know, deserves to be part of the wider MCU already. Him and John Bernthal really deserve that. They're both incredible in those roles, but it'll be interesting to see if that actually happens. I do hope that in Series 4, you know, maybe once the Fox deal and everything is done and, you know, Disney sets up their streaming service, perhaps we'll start to see more clear connections to the wider MCU with these characters. I understand that Luke Cage and Iron Fist and all them, they're finished, and who knows, maybe even Jessica Jones will be finished after Series 3, because I'm not sure where they're going to take that character next. But Daredevil, he needs to cross over into the movies. That is a must-have. Anyway, guys, I think that'll do for this video. I've talked a lot about Series 3 of Daredevil. I absolutely loved it, and as soon as I finished it, I needed to do this video and talk about it, because it was incredible, and I cannot wait for Series 4. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, what if it doesn't get one? Because Luke Cage and Iron Fist were cancelled, and there is worry of Daredevil being cancelled as well. I don't think it will. I do not think it will. I think Daredevil is far more popular. Even if Netflix's views are down for these shows, I think Daredevil and Punisher are probably the highest, and I think that will save them. I definitely think we'll get another series. If we don't, I'll be furious. Absolutely furious, because you cannot end with, you know, Wilson Bethel as Dex actually being hinted at finally becoming the proper Bullseye, like maybe with a suit and everything. You can't leave on that and then never do another series. I think people would be absolutely devastated. However, if Netflix were to cancel it, there is a possibility that maybe Disney's streaming service would pick it up. I don't think they'll do that for Iron Fist and Luke Cage, but Daredevil, there's definitely a chance there, so we'll have to see. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.